Welcome to the podcast, making a podcast debut. Ipswich Town #1, Natalia Negri. Welcome to Blue Monday. How are you ahead of a massive game on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm really good. Thank you so much for having me.
Good Christmas and New Year. There's kind of like a little bit of a winter break, isn't there? And then Exeter
Mm.
last weekend got postponed. Is that good news for you? Another week off?
Um, I think a few of the girls were quite disappointed, obviously, with it getting called off. I think we wanted to kind of get a bit of flow going into this weekend. Obviously the league's massive for us, so we really kind of want to get it hopefully done and dusted as soon as possible. But obviously with conditions, it's sometimes not possible. But yeah, we were gutted, but we're obviously now just looking forward to this game.
Yeah, an opportunity to play that game maybe in when it's a little bit warmer isn't a bad thing,
Yeah.
especially on that Felixstowe pitch. We're going to talk about Man City, but first off, we kind of need to talk about your kind of season to date, because it's been great for the girls, great for you in pole position in the Golden Glove in the Southern Premier Division, FA Cup heroics at hashtag. How have you found it since coming into town? You're kind of halfway through your first season.
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. I think I say to every single person that asks me, like, I came into the club with quite low confidence, coming off a bad season. Well, not a bad season, but probably not my strongest season at Palace, and I didn't really get to play too much. So yeah, coming in, I was definitely low on confidence, and I think here I've just managed to obviously be the type of goalkeeper that I want to be. I'm trusted by people, and I've definitely got the support around me. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it.
And it feels like it's a really strong, tight group as well. Obviously, for quite a few players like yourself came in the summer, and there's always a question about how people integrate and whether the group is going to establish itself. But it felt like that happened really quickly. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, no, the girls are such a great group to come into. It's not a team of egos. It's not a team of anyone thinks that obviously they're a better player than anyone else. So it's a really nice environment to come into, and I think everyone just wants the same outcome, which is massive for us, and we're obviously all working towards the same thing. So coming in, and obviously for some players that came in from the Championship to bring a bit of experience from there, I think it was a really great thing for obviously the club to have done this year.
And did you know much about town before? Whenever we speak to people coming in, Joe is the name that comes up first. But is there any members of the squad that you already knew? Did that help you acclimatise to?
No, I actually knew no one coming into the team. I knew of Shauna because I was coming in with her. But in terms of people that were already here, I had no idea. So it was quite scary, but it only took me probably an hour to settle in. So yeah,
Nice.
I was really happy.
And one of our subscribers, Nick, asked, Did you know much about Ipswich Town coming in? Obviously, I've mentioned Joe there, but even maybe the fan base and the level of support at Felixstowe, was that a bit of a surprise, or were you kind of prepared for that?
Um, well, I knew about the men obviously back-to-back promotion, which was something that I was really excited about as a club because I thought obviously if the men have had every success of doing it, then why don't we? But coming in, I played against Ipswich Town in pre-season with Palace the season before, so I'd been at Felixstowe, so I was slightly familiar with it. But it was a pre-season game. It probably didn't get as many fans as home league games do. Sorry. So no, I wasn't prepared for how lively the games get at Felixstowe, but I was a pleasant surprise when our first league game came about.
And all the post-match scenes as well. Are you used to that many people asking for selfies and autographs? I don't know if that's common around the leagues, but it's certainly common at Felixstowe, at least.
No, it's very common at Felixstowe. I think that's getting bigger as obviously the women's game goes on. When we was at Palace, you used to get quite a big fan base there, so it was a bit familiar coming into Ipswich. But the fans here are absolutely unbelievable, and you sometimes see the same faces every week. You sometimes see different faces every week. So it's so nice to have that set core group of fans, and then hopefully each week we bring in more ones. So yeah.
In terms of your career, and certainly getting players, like yourself on the podcast, is trying to generate that interest and people get into games. For those who haven't seen you in action, how would you describe? I'd kind of describe you as a sweeper keeper, but how would you describe your game?
Probably quite similar actually. I'm quite big on playing out with my feet. I think that's the way that the modern game is going. And I think from young it has probably been a bit of a strength of mine. So it's definitely something that I've wanted to utilise and work on and try and make a super strength actually. But Yeah, no, I would definitely say I'm a sweeper keeper. I like connecting with the back line. I like stepping into the game. Long balls, I absolutely love playing, and thankfully that's the kind of the way that Joe likes playing now. He does like to switch it up a bit, playing out from the back, but also playing long, which I've not really experienced too much in a club before. But it's definitely something that I wanted to do coming in, and thankfully this is the way he wants to play.
Am I right in saying the Norwich game, is it an assist for Pesk's fourth goal? Are you claiming that?
Yeah, I am claiming
I
that. I
would.
say that to every single person that asks about it.
Yeah, yeah. So on the assists board, is there any other kind of stats and things you've got ambitions, at least for the league season? We'll talk about City in the cup in a second, but for this season, any things personally, or as a group, we know the ambition is promotion, but presumably it's keeping as many clean sheets as possible, right? But have you another assist, maybe?
I would love to have another assist. I think I've been close a couple times. I think I've been the pass just before the assist a few times, which sometimes I would prefer if Maisie just went on and scored herself. But it is a team effort at the end of the day. But no, I set my ambitions quite high for myself. But I think this season it's mainly just obviously concede as less goals as little goals as possible, help the team with promotion, and personally for me just have a really good season.
Talk to us, because we're going to talk about the league campaign and then how you approach Man City, because it's wildly different approaches, right? Because you're used to, I mean, you're on the halfway line, watching the girls pass it around, and you're trying to get involved because we boss the ball, but it's going to be very different on Sunday. So how do you approach that mindset, from kind of having dominance to being, it's fair to say that City are going to dominate the ball on Sunday. So as the keeper, is this week been pretty different to most of the weeks of the season so far?
Yeah, our prep has been very different to probably most league games that we prep for. I think, like we said in the building, like you can't prep for City in a week. So I think as soon as we got the game kind of done against Bournemouth and we knew that we had them coming up next, I think the prep very much started from then, as alongside obviously the Exeter prep. But this week we've definitely approached the game plan very differently, and I think, like you said, it's going to be a very different game for me personally. Maybe I'll feel a little bit more like other goalkeepers feel in our league against us some weeks. So I'm excited for it. I think I've not really had a game like this for a while in my career, and yeah, I haven't actually played against a team as big as City before. So I think for me, I'm excited for the challenge myself. But yeah, definitely in the building we have prepped very differently, and we're definitely not oblivious to how tough the challenge is going to be. But we are excited to see how far we've come. I think since 2020 when the girls played City, it was quite a big scoreline then. So I think we're definitely conscious of not letting that happen again. And I think we're just excited to show people that we are really, really up for it. And hopefully, yeah, it doesn't go the same way as it did like back then.
You were the player of the round 2 rounds ago in the hashtag penalty shootout victory, weren't you? This Does this kind of thing excite you, that as the keeper on Sunday, you're going to be busier than you normally are in terms of making saves? Is that exciting? Is that a bit nervous? That's kind of what James asks. It must be exciting. You're a goalkeeper. That's your job. You love making saves, don't you?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I know obviously there's mixed emotions in the building about it. Obviously,
Of course.
probably depending on your position, forwards probably aren't going to have most exciting game of their life. But for me and as a back line, I think we're all quite excited about it. Obviously, you come up against the likes of Bunny Shaw, Viv Miedemar, the big names that are in the club, and that doesn't happen every week. But I'm really, really excited about it. As soon as the draw happened, I knew that no matter what happened in the game, I was going to be busy as long as I make a good few amount of saves and able to show people what I'm capable of. Then I'm really happy with whatever outcome happens. And like you said, if it goes to pens, then I'd like to think we're ready for that again.
You've done it already. Yeah, it's like super
Mm.
exciting. The other angle, I guess, as a keeper that I'm thinking about. So for those who are listening, I'm wearing an old fashioned 1990s Ipswich Town goalkeeper shirt, which is super thick, perfect for the weather. But modern kit, not necessarily as kind of luxurious and thick. You've kind of got to deal with the psychology of a lot of the league play happening in front of
Mm.
you, and you having to stay switched on. But
Yeah,
is the cold going to be a big factor for you on Sunday too?
probably. I don't think I'm going to feel the cold as much as I probably do in games that we've had previously because I think I will be a lot busier. But this week in training, I have been wrapped up in every single way possible. I've had a snood, ear, whatever they're called, the ear things. I've literally had about 4 layers on, so that's not going to be possible on Sunday, but I feel like I'm probably going to be a lot warmer than I think I'm going to be.
Fair dues, diving around is definitely going to get the blood pumping, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you just, I'm a bit of a kit nerd. Do you like Towns kits? I mean, they're vivid, aren't they? Do they help you at all? Is there any kind of performance element to them at all? Or is it just trying to not look like, this embarrassing thing from the 90s,
I actually really like that. I would wear that if it got given to me.
It's got a bit of a roll neck though. It's quite a throwback.
Yeah, not sure about the roll neck, but the rest of it I absolutely love. No, I'm not really that big on the style of my kit. I like short sleeve, and then in the winter short sleeve, probably with a skin, more so than a long sleeve, because I think that annoys me a little bit. But no, in terms of the colour kit, like I like to stand out, probably as most goalkeepers do. And I think any bright kit I absolutely love. I haven't worn the yellow kit yet this year.
Right?
I'm not sure yellow's as much my colour, so I do like to try and wear the pink or white.
It's not really an Ipswich Town colour either. Now
No.
you've kind of figured out the Norwich situation. So it was
Yeah,
a strange one to
exactly.
see that come out. But I like the white one with the kind of check pattern. Do you know what you're wearing on Sunday, by the way?
I think it is the white one. I think I got an option actually. I think it was I'm sure the girls are in the maroon kit,
aren't they? Yeah.
and I'm going to be in the white one, which it really, I mean, it looks so nice together with the outfield kit. So I think that was what we went for, and it's definitely probably going to get a bit dirty, but I don't think their pitch is maybe going to be as boggy as Felixstowe is sometimes.
Yeah, it might be a little flatter as well. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about it very, we've kind of alluded to it a little bit, but yeah, this Man City game, it feels to me like there's a kind of a no lose situation for Town here. All the pressure is on City. They're a little bit adrift from the top spot in the WSL from Chelsea, who have just maintained crazy form since Hayes, was replaced or left, and the new manager came in. They'll probably fancy trying to get a cup win this season to have something for their season. So, is there pressure in the camp? I'd imagine there isn't. We just go out there and give it our all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we've really put a lot of pressure on ourselves. I think, like you said, it's a win-win situation. We go out there and we lose the game, but I think everyone mainly enjoys themselves, shows everyone that we've come a really long way since last time we played them. Obviously, there's a massive gap in they're probably one of the top teams in the WSL, and we're one of the top teams in the National League. So there is a massive gap between us, but we don't really think too much about that. We think as long as we go in, execute our game plan as well as we can, obviously just enjoy ourselves and enjoy the experience and the occasion. I think everyone's just more excited for that and not really thinking too much of the what ifs, and we're just excited for what is to come.
Is there any definitely in terms of showing the evolution of the team from the defeat in 2020 to now is, that's a big target for us, but presumably it's what can we take from this to energize the second half of the season? Obviously in a really fantastic position in the league. We've got a few games in hand that need to catch up, but looking really positive in terms of our aspirations for promotion. So is there anything you can maybe take from Sunday to support the league campaign?
I think seeing the way that City are maybe going to play, and what it takes to be in that level of women's football, I think seeing the speed in which they play, maybe the movement, the strength that they have, I think maybe taking the physicality from that game into our league games coming up, and maybe even the speed of play, will definitely be something that I think that we will all want to kind of bring into our season. Hopefully not the outcome that the game could have, but I think we're definitely excited to see what we can bring into our season, and obviously being in the position that we are, we just want to carry on with the form that we're in, and I think we don't want to let this game kind of dishearten us for what we've got coming up. But we've got another break again between this game and Cardiff away that's been put in, one of the rescheduled games at the end of this month. So I think we just want to keep our form and not let this game be really a burden on that.
Yeah, and I'm sure it won't be. And Joe's quite pragmatic about this kind of stuff, and all of you are pretty switched on. Whenever we speak to the likes of Bars and we sponsor Lucy, whenever we speak to you guys, you always know exactly how to kind of manage the situation. So we definitely know that yeah, whatever will happen on Sunday isn't going to affect it too much. But as you say, it's kind of taking that learning and maybe setting a higher level perhaps for the second half. We're already, you know, bossing a lot of the games we're in. We're getting massive results, aren't we? So yeah, you must be really excited for what the second half of the league campaign has in store.
I am. I'm really excited. I think the girls are really up for it. I know we've been in this position a few times before, and things necessarily haven't gone the club's way after Christmas. And I think we're really, really up for changing that and seeing what we can get out of it. Obviously, the games in hand aren't ideal, but it does give us an opportunity to regroup, get a few players back that we have got from injury. So yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world having games in hand, but we're definitely excited to get them all done and see what we can get from the season.
And very quickly, new assistant managers come in. Lauren, already getting involved on the basis of the photos on the club's website. Any early views on what she might add to the group?
Yeah, Lauren's been amazing coming in. Obviously, she came in from working at Southampton, one of the top championship clubs, and their setup is unbelievable as well. So it's been really nice for her to bring in what she knows from the championship into this club, and she's really driven standards since she's come in. She's a real presence on the pitch in training, and she's really driving the standards. So yeah, I think she's going to be a great addition to the team this year.
Fantastic. Natalia, thank you so much for speaking to us ahead of the big one on Sunday. We wish you and the girls all the very best. I think probably the key thing is enjoy it. There'll be a lot of us up there in Manchester. We'll be trying to enjoy it and trying to create a little bit of atmosphere for you as well. But yeah, you've got to enjoy moments like these, and hopefully some really exciting stuff in the league to come for the rest of the season too. So all the very best, and thanks for speaking with us.
Thank you very much for having me. I've loved it.